I just want to promote the best interest of our people.
I just want to promote the interest of my. This is the first statement Dele Momodu said when he was speaking the membership card for ADC Benin City. Alright? But something happens to me in my final year in this. I was arrested based on some issues that happened in our town then. That was 2009 to 2010. Okay, I was arrested because of politics. Okay, and something happened that made me to know that we have, how would I put it now? We have two types of decision makers in Nigeria, and we have two types of Nigeria. What do I mean? Now, since what is playing out in the public might deceive the Nigerians or people that are just watching or listening to. The reason why I said this is this: there are people, especially these are our politicians, or let me say our leaders. They used to have meetings before they present something outside there, before they will make it public. Okay, that means we have a roundtable Nigeria and we have the big Nigerians that we all see. Because he said he is coming to support the interest of our. Which people are we talking about? You that has been in the PDP for in decades and you have been a hard supporter of Atiku Abubakar. ADC people, I just want you to quickly take steps in selecting or in presenting your candidate. A lot of people are coming up to join ADC. It's not really because to support their people. It's not really because of the interest of the people. It is because of themselves. Okay? And it's another leverage. It's another platform for them to achieve their interest. This is not an attack on the personality of Dele Momodu. I'm just of the opinion that this is how they will be deceiving us. That it is because of the interest of people. That is the reason why they are going into politics or why they are joining one party or the other. I want you all to look forward for my next video, which I'm going to publish on this channel. So please try and subscribe to this channel and make sure you like this video and watch the remaining part of what Dele Momodu said while picking the membership card for ADC. And I want to encourage you, if you are a good Nigerian and you want Nigerians to be better, if you are looking forward for a better Nigeria, I will advise you, let's see how ADC system or ADC party will play out different types of politics, so that we too, that we think that we can contribute our own part to the betterment of Nigeria, can as well join them and see how it's going to play out. Okay, don't forget to click on that subscription button and equally turn on that notification bell so that we can be notified when I upload the next video. Thank you for watching.
I just want to promote the best interest of our people. It is hard to imagine the pride I feel at this moment as I undertake my first major event in Benin City to pick up the membership card of the African Democratic Congress ADC, the new opposition coalition in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation. This is only the first and most important leg of this political journey. My mission in politics is to join hands of fellowship with citizens of like minds to rescue, recover, and reset Nigeria.
Dele Momodu. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now on the line from his hometown in Ihevbe in Edo State by the former presidential candidate and publisher of Ovation magazine, Basharu Dele Momodu. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So you formally joined the ADC after leaving the PDP. Briefly, what failed you in the PDP that the ADC can now fix?
Well, let me thank you first for all the efforts Arise News has put into following me from morning till this evening, from Benin and driving about 3 hours to Ihevbe in Edo State, a very remote part of Edo State. What failed me in PDP was simple. We had a party that was clearly hijacked by one man using the instrumentality of federal might, and nobody was ready to challenge this anomaly. And so once I saw that we had reached a dead end, then I decided to seek help elsewhere. And eventually, a lot of us settled for the ADC. And I'm very excited that if you look at Edo State, even this morning, the first executive governor of Edo State, Pa John Oyegun, was present. We were together in exile to fight the military. And we are bothered. Our concern is not that we have any hatred for anybody, not for Ashiwaju, not for APC, but we believe Nigeria deserves to have an alternative political party. A country without opposition will end up being a one-man dictatorship. And that is why we have come together very proudly and stoutly to reject a one-man rule in Nigeria. We can practice it in states. Tinubu can do it in Lagos. Wike can do it in Rivers. But at the national level, this is too dangerous. And I'm happy that now we've kickstarted the process and a lot of people are applauding it.
Well, I'm sure you know, Basharu Dele Momodu, that Nigerians have seen defections dressed up as new beginnings before, and most ended up as old politics in new colors. So there's a simple question that must be answered. What exactly makes this move different? You've described the ADC coalition as a timely intervention in Nigeria's political journey. Timely for whom? The country or politicians looking for a new platform?
Life itself is a continuum. That is why you will see that every 4 years in Nigeria, there is an election. And the meaning of an election is an examination where you will test the leaders, whether they have passed or they have failed. And sometimes you remove them, then realize later that they are good, or you just have to remove them and try the next person. Donald Trump was removed, he's back today. So we must continue to try people until we find that perfect rhythm that we seek. So maybe it's utopic, but we must continue to. That's why constitutionally, every 4 years, you must try. What we have today, I can tell you, is one of the hardest regimes that we have seen in Nigeria. In terms of profligacy, in terms of oppression, in terms of recklessness, we must put a stop to this by making sure that the next examination, we don't promote failure.
Indeed, but I mean, I notice a lot of criticism in what you're saying, which obviously goes with the terrain of being a member of the opposition. But is your move driven more by vision or by the reality that the PDP, which is your former party, has become electorally unviable for people like you and those that you support?
I am not seeking any electoral office. I have been in the struggle to see a better Nigeria since 1978, when I was a pioneer giant at the then University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. Nothing has changed. If Nigeria was doing well, and all of us can at least survive on a modest income, and the poor, suffering Nigerians can see hope, and not hope only by mouth, then why would that? I'm almost 66. Why would I be wasting my time? I should be in this village enjoying with my people. But now, it is still a luta continua. We don't know when Victoria Asata will come. So it has nothing to do with, oh, okay, maybe we just want to seek power and then enjoy the largesse of power. If you know my trajectory, you will know that that is not it. If I want easy money today, I'll jump into APC. Nobody's going to stop me. But I'm happy doing what I'm doing in opposition. I'm a child of destiny. Maybe that's what I was destined to do. While some people are destined to waste the resources of Nigeria.
But I mean, I don't mean to keep banging on about it, but what exactly distinguishes the ADC from the PDP and APC beyond rhetoric? I mean, what policies or internal rules make it fundamentally different?
Experience is always a teacher. A lot of people have accused some of the ADC chieftains of those who ruined Nigeria in the past. I can tell you that once in a while, people of conscience would look back and say we made mistakes and we should not continue to make these mistakes. And I see that genuineness in some of our leaders. And I can assure you that our policies are being worked on. And when you see those policies, you will see that they are practical enough. We are not going, number one is to deepen our democracy. A lot of people died for this democracy. A lot of people lost so much because of this democracy. So we cannot afford to replace military dictatorship with civilian dictatorship. That for me is very fundamental. Even before we start talking about the policies, the economy, education, health, I have never seen a situation where executive have virtually merged with the legislature, virtually merged with the judiciary. I mean, so where are we going? So these are things we must address. Yes.
Right, okay. Does the ADC, though, have the grassroots structure and the financial muscle to seriously challenge Nigeria's dominant parties, or is it still largely an elite coalition?
The ADC is a movement. And when you look back, you will realize that out of the top 3 presidential contenders in the last election in 2023, 2 of them came second and third. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was 1, declared by INEC. Number 2 was Atiku Abubakar, and number 3, Peter Obi. So you have 2 of them out of the top 3. It tells you that they already have the number and they have the volume. So that is the reason why we're so confident that the grassroots, we are not going to struggle much to be explaining to them. They can see that they made a mistake in 2023 and we seek to correct that mistake in 2027. Talk to a lot of people, including the governors who have become. Majority of my friends are in APC. Talk to them behind the scene. They all grumble, but they are so scared of one man that even without shouting yay, they are already running, like Chief Abiola will say. They are running without even seeing what is chasing them. It's very unfortunate.
Well, to be entirely fair, Basharu Momodu, I mean, it's not about just saying that you've got, Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar in the ADC. It's a matter of who eventually gets the presidential ticket. That will determine whether or not they're going to actually remain together or perhaps go asunder. And in that regard, I mean, you yourself have just come from the PDP. You left, the party was falling apart. We know Labour Party is also falling apart, and even the NNPP. So Nigeria's opposition is clearly struggling to unite. Can the ADC realistically become a rallying point, or is it likely to deepen fragmentation, for instance, when the battle begins for the presidential ticket of the party?
I can assure you that the ADC is a rallying point. You can see how long it took some of our leaders to join formally. I only joined this morning because we had to check everything very meticulously, in detail. And now that we're convinced that we're serious and we're going to be different, someone like Peter Obi, his antecedent, is a man who will keep his words. Is a man who enjoys incredible following, in and out of the country. And when you look at a man like Atiku Abubakar, when you look at Madam Nasiru El-Rufai, you look at the gentleman from Sokoto who just celebrated his 60th birthday, Waziri Tambuwa, and you look at the array of people. This is not elite. These are people who have reached the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. Chibuike Rotimi Amechi has been speaker in Rivers for 8 years, governor for 8 years, and also minister for 8 years. You can see by now he's one of the most experienced people in Nigeria. They will agree on a candidate and everyone will follow them. Nobody will join if they were not committed to Project Nigeria. These gentlemen and women are committed to Project Nigeria. We are all tired of recycling failure. And so that's why we are here today. It's not easy to be in opposition, trust me. But we can see that the ordinary Nigerian may find it difficult to liberate themselves. We are virtually being enslaved, and it is a rejection of that servitude that has brought some of us into ADC.
Now, I mean, we're almost out of time, but you've long positioned yourself, and many people see you as a critic of Nigeria's political establishment. As I'm sure you know, many Nigerians are tired of all these defections that promise change but deliver familiarity. I mean, what should they hold you personally accountable for if the ADC turns out to be more of the same?
Well, you never know what people can do until they are being tempted. I remember supporting Major General Muhammadu Buhari in 2014-2015. It wasn't that I was absolutely convinced that he would deliver, but he was a candidate of necessity, because you must seek first power before you can talk about whether you will deliver on your promises. So, and when he couldn't deliver, I made a public apology. Not many Nigerian politicians are able to apologize publicly to say, I'm sorry, I made the mistake. I supported someone who could not perform. I can assure you that we will hold them in check. And that is why it's good to be a critic, because when you are a critic, you know that the whole world is watching you. If we get power and our people begin to fumble, you can be sure I will be one of the first to stand up to criticize them and to apologize to Nigerians.